that they've seized the last remaining areas of Raqqa from Islamic State militants. A spokesman for the SDF, which is made up of Kurdish and Arab militias, told reporters the fighting in Raqqa is over. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights also announced that Raqqa had been liberated. SDF fighters stormed a stadium that had been the last IS base in the city after capturing a hospital that also served as a command center. The offensive to oust the militants from Raqqa began in June and was backed by airstrikes and other support from a U.S.-led coalition. Meanwhile, Iraqi government forces swept into the Kurdish-held city of Kirkuk on Monday, capturing the governor's office, key military sites, and an oil field. In a lightning-fast strike, Baghdad's U.S.-trained troops entered the northern city and, on orders from the Iraqi prime minister, raised the flag in place of the Kurdish banners. The move came less than a day after launching the operation in response to last month's Kurdish vote for independence that Baghdad has declared illegal. Baghdad has described the advance as largely unopposed. More than 20 people are dead and dozens more wounded in a terrorist attack on a police training center in eastern Afghanistan today. Officials say the attack began when a suicide bomber detonated a car filled with explosives near the training center in Gardez, the capital of Paktika province. After the explosion, a group of gunmen stormed the center. Taliban has claimed responsibility. This is VOA. U.S. President Donald Trump is defending his decision not to recertify Iran's compliance with the Iranian nuclear deal. He said Monday that it's a real possibility that his actions could lead to its total termination. Speaking to VOA, Trita Parsi, president of the National Iranian American Council, says this direction is alarming, especially after the efforts of former Secretary of State John Kerry.
Just to give you an idea of how intense this was, for the last round of negotiations, they went several days above the deadline. John Kerry was in Vienna, the Austrian capital, for 17 days straight negotiating. Many members of its team had been there for more than 27 days straight negotiating. For the Secretary of State of the United States, that has the entire globe as his responsibility, to devote 17 straight to this issue is quite unprecedented. And it tells you how intense it was, but also the tremendous effort that was put into reaching this deal.
Mr. Trump did, however, hold out hope that the deal might be improved to his satisfaction when it goes back to Congress for further consideration. The death toll in the Somali capital, Mogadishu, has topped 300 as rescue teams continue to search for survivors from a massive explosion blamed on Islamist militants. The government says 429 injured people have been taken to a local hospital and that the death toll is likely to rise. VOA's Jill Craig has more from Nairobi.
It's being called the single deadliest attack in Somalia's history. A huge truck bomb that detonated in the middle of a busy Mogadishu intersection on Saturday. Its magnitude stunned a city already well accustomed to deadly bombings by the al-Qaeda-linked terror group al-Shabaab, although no one has yet claimed responsibility. Rashid Abdi, Horn of Africa project director for the International Crisis Group, says the horrendous loss of life eclipses anything seen in Somalia in the last 2 decades.
For the next decade, al-Shabaab will continue to be a threat, and I think they will continue to launch these kind of suicide attacks.
Abdi says that the internal security apparatus in the country needs to be strengthened, but notes that the task cannot be completed in a day. Jill Craig, VOA News, Nairobi.
U.S. Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, who is held by Taliban insurgents in Afghanistan, pleaded guilty Monday to charges that he endangered comrades by walking off his post. At a court-martial hearing in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Bergdahl pleaded guilty to charges of desertion and misbehavior before the enemy. The latter carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. Bergdahl was captured by the Taliban shortly after he left his post in 2009. In Washington, I'm Doug Bernard.
That's the latest world news from VOA.
It's Border Crossings with Larry London from VOA1.
Welcome to the Voice of America. My name's Larry London. We've got a great show for you today. The same country that gave us Lord gives us Sammy Johnson, and he is in the house. All the way from New Zealand, we've got Sammy in our studios. We're going to talk about his latest album, his plans for a new EP and a new studio album next year. He's on tour. We'll talk about it next. This is Border Crossings with Sammy J.
Said that I could be the one. With him it ain't half the fun. Well, maybe I'm the reason why you're not with him. Am I dreaming or am I awake? Someone break the news for heaven's sake. I wanna be with you. That I could be the one. The story goes on and on. I really wanna be yours, but I'm just having fun. Am I dreaming or am I awake? Someone break the news for heaven's sake. I wanna be with you.
Hi, this is Larry London, and welcome to Border Crossings. On today's show, we take you to the tropical islands of Hawaii, as we've got a tremendously talented musician in our studios. He's on tour for Lion Roar and his future music. He's got a new album coming out in 2018. We'd like to welcome Sammy J to Washington and to VOA.
Thank you so much for having me.
You have quite an eclectic background. I mean, you grew up in New Zealand, and then you moved to Hawaii?
It's a bit of a mixture. So I actually grew up in Australia, then I moved from Australia to New Zealand. Then from New Zealand I spent some time in Hawaii, and then from Hawaii to LA.
Wow. That's quite a change. I mean, you've experienced the world.
Yep, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the crazy.
So who'd you bring with you, Sammy? Who's this?
This is Gabe. He's another musician as well, but he plays guitar for me. He's from Hawaii as well.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Yeah. Well, I tell you, Hawaii is paradise.
It really
and
is.
So adjustments here to living in the U.S., I'm sure. You had to give up a couple of things. You're poi among them, but otherwise some other things.
Mostly the beach.
The beaches and the surfing.
Yeah.
But it's I think moving anywhere is always crazy and hard, but I think now I'm kind of used to it now because I've just moved so much. So you kind of just make home wherever you go. And
Well, the lifestyle expectations are different. I mean, in Hawaii, it's very laid back, and everybody's on their own time, and it's very casual. And then you move, to the States, and then it's a different expectation.
Yeah, Hollywood is another world in itself, I think. But I've had a good manager who cracks the whip, so I've never been too bad. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's when I think about it now, it's been quite crazy trying to adjust. More so from the southern hemisphere to the north. Just like it's so different. Like the way that I talk, my slang, like little words, and I have no idea half the time what people are saying. So.
And if you say shaka bra, they probably don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is the writing harder when you come to the States and you're away from that influence? It's different sitting under a palm tree, in Hawaii, and everything's calm and peaceful, and then come here and it's a different vibe. Is it harder to write?
I think it's a lot easier because you kind of come from, because I've lived in so many places, you kind of have a lot more experiences, and so it makes it easier to work with different people, because I work as a songwriter on the side as well, and so especially in Hollywood, I've been in sessions with all kind of people, like Fifth Harmony and all kinds of different artists, and living in a lot of different places, it just makes you more relatable and to different types of people. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're from, or it's more so how do you tap emotionally into someone's and how can you get in their brain, and once you do that, it kind of just clears out all the rest.
Well, they say that's the lucrative side of the business is the songwriting, and if you write for a lot, you strike gold with somebody, that's a payday that lasts for a lifetime.
Yeah, I'm trying to invest in my future.
Which is your favorite part? I mean, the songwriting or the performing and singing as an artist yourself? Which do you like more?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's more the creative side, always. It doesn't matter who I'm writing for, if it's for me or for someone else, but I love being in studio and creating, just in general. I love performing, but it's the road and traveling. It gets long and grueling, and then you get those sneaky shows that I never saw on my schedule that end up on my schedule. Things like that. But for the most part, yeah, I love writing and being creative more so.
A lot of people imagine, just people who aren't in the business that you're in, what a great lifestyle it is and how easy, and you're just counting money and you just get off a bus and perform.
Where is that money?
But it's not that easy because you are working hard and having to promote yourself and your music constantly.
It's always going to be an uphill battle, and this is my third label now. And so you can imagine, the two before this one, whoo! And there's always going to be something with each label, but I think if you love something enough, then you just kind of stick it out. But yeah, it's definitely not what it seems, and that's definitely evident with my new single. That's exactly what I'm talking about, and it's called Sleepwalker. And so that song basically is about the darker side of Hollywood and what artists kind of go through and how it feels and stuff. But yeah,
is that the first song you're going to do?
No, but
which one are you going to do?
We're going to do one of my first singles today. We're just going to start backwards and work our way forwards.
All right, great.
But yeah.
Well, here's some music. Why not? Sammy J's here, live on The Voice of America.
Thank you for having us. We've got a nice little intro for you. I ain't never had nobody to love me the way that you do, yeah. I ain't never had nobody to show me a love like you do, yeah. All of my friends try to tell me that I should just let you go, but I don't know what it is about you, yeah. You got my heart on my sleeve, begging you please, give me all of your love, give it all to me. Yeah, oh, 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 yeah. Give me all of your love, give it all to me. I don't know what to do if I didn't have you. And if you don't come back, oh, give me another chance, give me all of your love. Oh, 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 yeah, Well, I ain't never had nobody love me the way that you did. nobody show me love like you do. Yeah, yeah. All of my friends try to tell me that I should just let you go, but I don't know what it is about you. You're my heart on my sleeve. I'm begging you, please. Give me all of your love, give it all to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Give me all of your love, give it all to me. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to do if I didn't have you. Yeah, and if you don't come back, give me another chance. Give me all of your love. Yeah, 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 yeah. So give me all of your love. Give me all of your love. Still waking up at this.
Woo, sounding great. All right. Sammy J here live on Border Crossings. Now, you released a song a few years ago, Don't Say Goodbye.
Yes.
And that made you a household name virtually, a viral sensation on YouTube, 10 million views.
Yeah, I think it's gone more. I don't know how that happened. Funny story about that song. So, when I recorded my first EP, Prelude, we had one more song left to do. And so, on our way to the studio, we're like, man, we just need one more song. And so, we kind of just made up whatever, and we wrote the most randomest lyrics. Like, I think, I'm not trying to throw shade on him, but the girl in the song was lighting a cigarette, and so I was like, girl, you light my fire, and we started laughing harder, and so we just went on from there. And my manager heard it, and he said, that is your worst song. That is not going on the EP. That is a terrible song. And I was like, oh, but it's all we've got. And he's like, you're not putting that on your EP. And I was like, it has to. We've got nothing else. He's like... And so he put it right on at the end of the EP. It didn't get released as a single, and then, what do you know?
And he's not your manager anymore.
No, he still is. And
he is.
And that's he's always like, oh, remember I picked the number one song? And I was like, yeah, you picked it.
It's not how you remember it.
Taken off the EP. Yeah. But yeah, because of that song, it kind of, that's the one that kind of did a lot. That one and the one we just sang were the two that really, did a great thing.
Now, you have a great voice and a great sound, and it's referred to, I guess, as the island sound. But what does that mean to you? It's a very vague term. So what does it mean, the island sound that comes from Sammy J?
So island reggae it's a mixture of, it's obviously reggae, because being Polynesian, being from the islands, I'm from New Zealand, Gabe's from Hawaii. So we listen to a lot of reggae, and then I think with what we bring in more so, because you got Jamaican reggae, but island reggae is more happier, because we're just happy people. We just eat and go sleep and be late everywhere we go. And so there's more of a happy vibe, and so we take more of the lovers rock. If you're familiar with reggae, there's all different genres within reggae. Reggae is such a broad. So we take more of the lovers rock roots sort of end of it, and what I bring into it more so from New Zealand, we love soul music, R&B, and that's kind of what I sort of add to it. So yeah, that's basically what. I don't know if there's a formal explanation for island reggae.
Sure, well, they say the jazz is associated with your music.
For me, yeah. So before I even did reggae, I thought I was going to be like an acoustic sort of like indie jazz kind of. That was not the case. So one of the videos on YouTube had a reggae skank, and so I was signed as a reggae artist, and that's kind of.
So this really wasn't the direction you started off on. You were
not.
A social worker.
Yeah, I was.
So
I was in music therapy, and that's kind of how it all happened. So I was a social worker, and before that, even that's another story. It just goes very long. But so I was doing social work, and I was employed as a Polynesian social worker in Australia, and so I worked predominantly with Polynesian cases, and so I had to learn how to engage with some of these little angels. And so I use music as a medium to sort of engage with them, and someone must have recorded it, and we used to write a lot of songs like geared at working with youth, and so from that I got back into music. I come from a musical family, but I was never interested in it myself. And yeah, one thing led to another, and here I am.
Very interested to know, though. You mentioned, okay, so they made you the Polynesian social worker you work with. Are the problems that Polynesian kids face different than the problems that all the other kids from anywhere face?
So with New Zealand and Australia, don't quote me properly. I could be saying total wrong legislation. But there's a thing called the Trans-Tasman Agreement.
Okay.
And so which means that New Zealanders and Australians can travel freely. Like you don't need a visa or anything to travel in between. But what they don't know is that if you're from New Zealand and you move to Australia, you're not eligible for the welfare and things like that. And so people move from New Zealand, like my dad, bless his heart, and they expect, like, to jump on the welfare and get, like, things, and they don't. And so you're faced with all these problems with no jobs, and then you have the ones from the islands who come straight from the islands to New Zealand and then come straight to Australia. So then you have culture shock and language barriers and cultural differences, and so for an Australian to go into a Samoan speaking house with straight Samoan customs, it's hard. And so like the way that say a Polynesian household runs is very different to what your everyday Australian is used to. So I sit on the fence because my mum's Australian and my dad's Māori, and so I'm not scary in the office, and I'm not scary at the So I was employed as a Polynesian worker for Queensland government, and I loved the job. And like every kind of social work, we all have the same kind of issues, but it's more so engaging. That it's how we go about it and how you.
Sure.
So was the difference.
And you helped the kids with your own music or with other music, or how did you use
music as a way to engage? So with any teenager, like. They don't want to talk about their problems. They don't want to, they're just teenagers. So they don't really...
They know it all anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so for us, like, music is like something that we're all very familiar with, especially, because with our culture in Hawaiians and Māoris, like, music is right at the forefront when we use music to tell our stories, along with all our tattoos and stuff, but we don't have books and we didn't have that, so we tell everything. Like, we tell our whole ancestry we can trace all the way to the canoe that left Hawaii to travel down to New Zealand through song.
Right.
And so that's how we remember it. So using music is the best way to
Fantastic. We're talking with Sammy Johnson, who's got an EP out that came out last year, and you're ready for a new EP.
Yeah, I'm ready for a few more, actually. I just wish my management would hurry up. So the one that's out now is the third, my third EP, and that one's called Lion Roar, and so that one was a little less traditional reggae and more so 90s R&B influenced, basically. That's the only way to put it. And then the ones that I'm working on now is more R&B. So the thing with being someone who comes from a lot of different genres, I'm always trying to find ways that I can incorporate all the different things that I like without making too many people angry.
That's great to be able to reinvent yourself, because you certainly have quite a diverse background. So
so it's
All right. Well, Sammy J, can you do some more music for us?
Okay, cool. So what do we? Yeah, this song's called "Wishing on Your Love," and so this one I wrote when I was in high school, and it was the first one that actually was found. You can start with that they found me on YouTube. That's all it's signed. So if you ever go on YouTube, type in Sammy J, "Wishing on Your Love." This is it. I'm sitting in a pair of rugby shorts. If you ever know the All Blacks, singing this song. There you go. Okay, so this song's called "Wishing on Your Love." Yeah. It's been just me for a while. I must admit that I get tired of waiting for a love that I don't think will come. No. And And sometimes when I'm alone, I call you up just to hear your voice, waiting for me on the other line. Oh, 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 oh. No one wants to be alone. No one wants to be alone, baby. I'm wishing on your love. Yeah, yeah. I can't control it. Oh, I can't disclose it. This feeling that I'm feeling. So, baby, I'm wishing on your love. Oh, I can't control it. Oh, I can't disclose it. This feeling that I'm feeling. I guess by now you know how I feel. Please let me know that this is real. And I promise I will never tell a lie. And I promise I will always keep it tight. Yeah, oh, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause no one wants to